Alright, start by finding GCF. GCF here is 1. Then do A times C. 2 times 3 gives us 6. We're looking for factors of 6 that add up to 7. To multiply and get 6, 1 times 6 or 2 times 3. Pair that adds up to 7 is 1 and 6. So we're going to split that middle into 2x squared plus 2x, plus 1x plus 6x. And then the final term is 3. We can fill in the box like that. Greatest common factor of the top row is x. Greatest common factor of the bottom row is 3. 2x squared divided by x gives us 2x. Check it for the bottom row. 2x times 3 is 6x. 1x divided by x is 1. 1 times 3, checking the bottom row, is 3. So that's the correct factoring. So we have x plus 3 and 2x plus 1. A times C, 2 times 15 gives us 30. GCF's 1, by the way. Looking for ways to multiply and get 30 that add up to get negative 13. So if this last sign is positive, they're both going to be the same signs. If they're the same and they add up to a negative, then the bigger one has to be negative, and if they're the same, so they'll both be negative. So multiplying and getting 30, negative 1, negative 30, negative 2, negative 15, negative 3, negative 10, negative 5, negative 6. Looking for the pair that adds up to negative 13, and hopefully you see that's negative 3 and negative 10. Split the middle term. Fill in your box. Greatest common factor of the top row is x. Greatest common factor of the bottom row is 5. 2x squared divided by x is 2x. Check it for the bottom row. 2x times 5 is 10x. If it's the wrong sign, so we need to factor out a negative 5 instead of a positive 5. Negative 3x divided by x is negative 3. Check it for the bottom row. Negative 3 times negative 5 is positive 15. So we have the correct factoring. We have x minus 5 and 2x minus 3. You can check it by distributing twice. GCF's 1, 3 times negative 4 is negative 12. Multiplying and getting a negative, so different signs. The bigger one needs to be negative. Multiply to get negative 12. We're looking for the pair that adds up to negative 1, and so this is the pair that works. Split the middle, so we have 3x squared plus 3x. Actually, I think it'll work a little nicer if we do the minus 4x first. Minus 4x plus 3x minus 4. Fill in your box. Greatest common factor of the top row is x. Greatest common factor of the bottom row is 1. 3x squared divided by x is 3x. Check it by multiplying for the bottom row. 3x times 1 is 3x. Negative 4x divided by x is negative 4. Negative 4 times 1 is negative 4. So we have the correct factoring, x plus 1, 3x minus 4. GCF here is 1. 3 times 4 gives us 12. Same signs, they add to a positive, so the bigger one's got to be positive, so they're both positive. Looking for ones that multiply to get 12 and add to get 7, 3 and 4. the right one, so we'll split the middle term into 3x plus 4x. Fill in your box. Greatest common factor of the top row is 3x. Greatest common factor of the bottom row is 4. 3x squared divided by 3x is x. Check it for the bottom row, x times 4 is 4x. 3x divided by 3x is 1. 1 times 4 is 4. So we have the right factoring. 3x plus 4, x plus 1. GCF's 1. A times C, 4 times 1 is 4. Multiply to get 4. So they're going to be the same signs. When they add, they get negative 5, so they have to both be negative. Pair that adds up to negative 5 is the negative 1 and negative 4. Split the middle. GCF of the top row is x. GCF of the bottom row is 1. 4x squared divided by x is 4x. 4x times 1 is 4x, not negative 4x. So let's make the bottom row, the GCF of the bottom row, make that negative. Negative 1x divided by x is negative 1. Negative 1 times negative 1 is positive 1. So we have the correct factors, x minus 1 and 4x minus 1. GCF here is 1. 2 times negative 8. Negative 4 is negative 8. Factors in negative 8 that add up to positive 7. Bigger one needs to be positive. So negative 1, 8, negative 2, 4. Pair that adds up to 7 is negative 1 and positive 8. Split the middle term. Fill in your box. GCF of the top row is x. GCF of the bottom row is 4. 2x squared divided by x is 2x. Check it with the bottom row. 2x times 4 is 8x. Negative 1x divided by x is negative 1. Check it with the bottom row. Negative 1 times 4 is negative 4. So we have our factors x plus 4, 2x minus 1. GCF's 1, 5 times 1 is 5. Looking for factors of 5 that add up to 2. Only way to multiply and get 5 is 1 times 5. That does not add up to 2. So if you've exhausted all possibilities and it doesn't factor, we call that prime. GCF's 1, a times c, 3 times 8 is 24. Looking for factors of 24 that add up to negative 10. So they're going to be the same signs and they're both negative because the bigger one needs to be negative. List out your possibilities. Looking for the pair that adds up to negative 10. And so that's the negative 4 and negative 6. Fill in your box. GCF of the top row is y. GCF of the bottom row is negative 2. 3y squared divided by y is 3y. Multiplying the bottom row, 3y times negative 2 is negative 6y. Negative 4y divided by y is negative 4. Check it for the bottom row, negative 4 times negative 2 is positive 8. So y minus 2, 3y minus 4. Notice it says look for GCF first. That's a clue that, hey, there's going to be a GCF. Greatest common factor here is 5. So let's divide everything by 5 to start with. So you have 4x squared minus 11x plus 6. Now, focusing on what's in parentheses, we can do a times c. 4 times 6 gives us 24. Looking for factors of 24 that add up to negative 11. So the bigger one has to be negative, and they have to be the same signs, so they're both negative. Looking for the pair that adds up to negative 11, and so that's going to be the negative 3 and negative 8. Split the middle term. What's in parentheses will go in the box. Greatest common factor of the top row is x. Greatest common factor, bottom row. And we've been noticing a negative on that first box in the bottom row means that you're going to factor out a negative here. All right, so 4x squared, based on the way we've been doing. 4x squared divided by x gives us 4x. Check it for the bottom row. 4x times negative 2 is negative 8x. Negative 3x divided by x is negative 3. Check it for the bottom row. Negative 3 times negative 2 is positive 6. So we still have that 5 in front. And then our two factors from the box give us x minus 2 and 4x minus 3. GCF. Whole thing is 2. So divide each term by 2. 32x divided by 2 is 16x squared. I said that wrong. 32x squared divided by 2 is 16x squared. 16x divided by 2 is 8x. 2 divided by 2 is 1. A times c. 16 times 1 is 16. Looking for two numbers that multiply to get 16 and add to get 8. So pair that works here is 4 times 4, so we'll split the middle term into 4x and 4x. Four terms in parentheses will go inside the boxes. GCF of the top row is 4x. GCF of the bottom row is 1. Divide those out. 16x squared divided by 4x is 4x. 4x times 1 is 4x, so it checks with the bottom row. 4x divided by 4x is 1. 1 times 1 is 1. So we still have the GCF in front. And now we have factors of 4x plus 1, 4x plus 1. If you happen to see the same factor twice, you can write it as that factor squared. So we just happen to have that on this one. Hope you've enjoyed this video. There are other videos on my website, and remember, you don't have to do the box, it's your choice.